Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper. News I'm the one that's holding the camera. I'm here at Rock Springs High School, having a series of ceremonies recognizing the seniors that are graduating and their many accomplishments in different athletics activities. It's been a busy day in Sweetwater County. The high school just wrapped up the ceremony to recognize those members who are in the Rock Springs High School choir. The 2019-2020 year. There are quite a bit of them. Throughout the week, they've also had ceremonies for all these kids that you've been seeing here. There are posters of individual posters, or individual students, as you can see here. We're going to pause for a moment for headlines, though. Today in Sweetwater County, we've had our 14th tested positive case for the coronavirus. This time it's a teenager. She's reported to be in good condition and is self-isolating at home, according to Sweetwater County Public Health. As the 14th case, they've been doing contact tracing, trying to figure out where it originated. It looks like that she is connected to cases number 11 and 13. If you need a reminder, and I had to look this up too. Case number 11 was a Rock Springs woman in her 50s. And case number 13 was a Rock Springs man in his 20s. It was noted today during Governor Mark Gordon's press conference that the majority of the cases aren't coming from outside. It seems like cases are being concentrated within the community, which is one of the metrics that needs the most improvement out of all the ones that the governor and other state officials are looking on. In general, county officials are saying, please keep following the same common sense steps that we're supposed to. And I'm sure you could rattle this off before I can, but it's stay 6 feet away from people you're not housed with. Please try to only make essential trips out, even with the reopening of the state. Stay home if possible. Don't touch your T-zone, eyes, nose, mouth. Cover your mouth or sneeze into your sleeve, or cover your cough. So you're sneezing into your sleeve or tissue, not your hands. Wear a face covering when you're out with other people. I can look more than 100 yards in each direction. There's no one around here, or else I would be having my face mask. I certainly was doing my best to breathe through it during the award ceremony. Expanding the scope of the virus. And these figures are as of just before the high school award ceremony. I printed these off before I left. But in the Wyoming state, the Wyoming Department of Health had 523 lab-confirmed cases. Now, that did not include the most recent Sweetwater case, so let's say 524 lab-confirmed cases. With 165 probable cases, and the death count remains at 7 people. In Sweetwater County, we have 14 lab-confirmed people and 7 probable. No deaths. We've only had 2 hospitalizations thus far, and those people were quickly able to return to their homes. The majority of the people were able to recover and just isolated at home and then got back to it. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the total number of cases in the U.S. is 1,374,061 cases, which is an increase of 21,467 new cases compared to yesterday. Total deaths now sits at 82,246 people, which is 1,426 people more than yesterday. Johns Hopkins University is reporting that worldwide the total has gotten to 4,342,565. The death count now sits at 296,690 people. And the recovery is now at 1,546,811. I mentioned the governor's press conference earlier. He announced that there are going to be further revisions to the public health orders, easing some of the restrictions on several businesses and permitting restaurants to resume indoor table service statewide. These will take effect Friday. If you go over the list, a lot of them are similar to the county health variances that were granted in Sweetwater County. That's what it's not. The idea is that they're trying to, as much as they can, have things the same across the board. Not be too far one way or another. In addition, the governor has allocated $17 million in federal funding to expand COVID-19 testing, improve contact tracing, and add to the state's supply of personal protective equipment. You know that acronym, PPE. Looking at the modified orders that will allow restaurants to offer indoor and outdoor dining under specific conditions intended to limit the potential spread of the coronavirus. This includes adequate spacing of tables, the requirement that staff wear facial coverings and be screened for symptoms of COVID-19, as well as the implementation of additional sanitation measures. Also expands the public gathering limit and permits larger gatherings for churches, religious organizations, and funeral homes as long as they implement social distancing measures and specific sanitation procedures. It also goes on the list that movie theaters and performance venues will be allowed to reopen in a limited capacity and permit public gatherings of up to 25 people. In addition, gyms may now open locker rooms and offer personal training and group classes for up to 20 participants. And child care centers will be permitted to have up to 25 people total in a classroom. Now, one of the things that came up today is that the governor was asked more than once about whether or not some of the restrictions that have been put into place and now are starting to be eased, if they were too restrictive, if the government was going too far. And he noted a couple things. As he has in more than one press conference, pretty much every press conference I've seen him the last couple of weeks, he noted that Wyoming never had a required stay-in-place order. While there were restrictions on the group sizings and certain businesses being open, most commercial places were still allowed to continue. We didn't have to worry about, are you an essential employee or not? We all have strong opinions on that topic. He also said that when it comes to the scope of limitations, the low numbers that we've seen, especially compared to the rest of the country, are a sign that adequate steps were taken by the government and Wyoming residents. He stressed that this continues to be a partnership. If we as individuals are doing our part, more intrusive measures do not have to be implemented. He stressed, as did some other officials, that when it comes to the policing of this, it's best if we're all doing it on our own, and it doesn't get to the point where outside people have to step in. And he stressed that this needs to continue. This, even as we reopen slowly and carefully and slowly watch these numbers of gatherings increase, we're going to have to still be following these common sense. One of the things that was noted was that more people being out and about, more contact means more risk. And it can quickly get out of hand if we're not watching out for ourselves and others. A personal note the governor added today is that he said, quote, "I think it is incredibly selfish of individuals to place others at risk," end quote. Already seen how that's drew some attention online and some discussion elsewhere. It's one of those things where there's a lot of question about personal freedoms versus what steps have to be taken out of consideration for others. Personally, I've been kind of thinking about the variable speed limit. That's still one of the things that, even after all these years, I still kind of find it interesting that there are times and places where The speed limit that you know it normally to be is different. There's horrible conditions, or you may not know it, but there might be a wreck up ahead. Behavior that previously was normal, was routine, in certain circumstances turns out is reckless and dangerous to the people around you. That's one of the reasons why sometimes they go, we're doing something different for right now, for the good of, like I said, the variable speed limit sound, other people on the highway. Some of this coronavirus stuff is the other people in the community. Or especially since now a lot of these things are now going to be opening up statewide. If you're going up I-80 or you're headed north and you're stopping out in a place, you've been wanting to get to that one restaurant. It's the anniversary. Your spouse has been looking forward to it. You called ahead and you got the guaranteed reservation. You know your table's going to be spaced out from the others, and there are not going to be as many people in there, but you're looking forward to it. In the same way that you'd be being considerate of others on the road, be considerate of the other people around you. On the sidewalks, in the stores, just wherever you're at. And that's a little bit of a downer, because no one likes to be reminded that we have a long ways to go, and we have responsibilities that we haven't previously had. And while that's important to keep in mind, it's also important to talk about the good stuff. So what we're going to do real quick is that I'm going to try not to shake the camera too much, and we're going to walk the row of all these pictures of these outstanding seniors. One of the neat things about attending these activity ceremonies is some of the memories that have just quickly been invoked, sometimes through an inside joke, sometimes I've had staff members quickly explain to me what this is in reference to. And just kind of be keeping an eye out for these hardworking students. Even whether they're seniors this year, whether they're graduating in the summer, whether they just completed the craziest junior or kindergarten or 5th grade year, just be looking for a way to keep supporting these guys and gals. They went through a bit more this year, and they're still, like the rest of us, trying to cope with the ever-changing shape of the world. And they have less to draw upon when they're doing that. And even though a lot of us are just as thrown for it, trying to get our heads screwed on tight, let's just be looking for ways that we can be helpful and supportive of one another. job, class of 2020. We're proud of what you've done already, and we're looking forward to still what's ahead. This is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow.